Seen some silliness the other day. People trying to be dressing up like cats and dogs and going to school and wanting a litter box. Good Lord of mercy. What's wrong with the... Oh, that's what it is. They didn't abide in the old paths, did they? That's the thing about animals. They're smarter than we are. They don't get confused. I'm going to step in it here, but it's just a fact, right? Elephant don't try to be a rhinoceros, and a giraffe don't try to be a lion. They stay in their lane. There's no confusion. Afraid that little old outhouse would have seen a switch over that business, and that'd have been course-corrected behavior pretty quick. And yeah, I'll stand beside it. There's no excuse for that silliness at all. But oh well, there won't be no critters dressed up like kitty cats on this farm, or we're gonna have some problems. We'll put them out in the goat shed and see how long that lasts. Well, little Johnny was in class, and Miss Susie was teaching. She'd been studying psychology pretty good, and she was gonna try a little bit of it out. So before the class started, she said, "All right, everybody that thinks they're stupid, stand up." A few minutes passed by, nobody stood up. The teacher was up there watching, see who moved. Finally, Johnny couldn't take it. He stood up. And she said, "Johnny, do you think you're stupid, huh?" He said, "No, ma'am, I just didn't want you standing there all by yourself." Oh, kids see it way different, don't they? And sometimes they don't see it right. And they don't understand the wisdom. I think it was old George Bernard Shaw said the youth is wasted on the young. Dad and I was talking about that the other day, and we've all been down those roads where we got all the energy in the world, but not a lick of sense, right? But what would it be if we was wise when we're young? Wisdom, right? Reminds me of the old farmer. He'd been farming all his life. Wise, brought his family up, always didn't want for anything. But he got old, ended up getting feeble. He'd sit on the porch as his son worked the land, getting him different tips and advice, but he really didn't have much to offer in the way of labor. Son was full of gall and didn't think that was right. He was doing all the work. Dad sitting on the porch due to his health. Well, a few months rocked by and he'd had his fill of it. So he built a nice little wooden box, coffin if you will. Wheeled it up to the porch, told his dad to get in. He was through with it. His dad complied and crawled in the box. They had a cliff on the back of that farm. That's where the son was headed. Father didn't say a word. His lid was fastened on there. He got all the way to the cliff, and the son heard a little knocking inside that box. So he popped the lid. And Dad said, "Son, I know you're going to throw me off this cliff. That's fine. You don't see any use in me anymore, but you might want to go ahead and try to salvage this box, because your kids are probably going to need it for you soon." Right? We would do well to heed the advice of our elders. Most of the time it stings a little, probably because we know the right, abiding in the old ways.